Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Freelo podcast. I am your host with two other co-hosts. I'm your host, Kozlix, with Sahil and with Mind of Karma, or Nicholas. And we are back. What episode is this? I think it's episode 5, right?
This is episode 5
It's
of
gone
the
by
Freelo
pretty
podcast.
quick. We don't have a guest this episode. We plan on having a guest on the next episode. So if you want to let us know who you want to see on the next episode, let us know down in the comments below. If you're on Spotify or if you're on Apple Music, then check us out on YouTube because yeah, that's where we read comments and you can give us feedback and whatnot. Today, I'm just going to be going over real quick the topics we are talking about. We got Summer Champs, which just finished this weekend. We got my placement, talking about those sets. That Boomy versus Sandstorm set, a lot of people are talking about that. We're going to give our take and our opinion on that. Then we're going to be mentioning BCX, and there's some news on BCX, so we're going to go over that news and go over our thoughts and whatnot. After that, the Arcadian tournament is also coming up soon. So that little invitational tournament, a little, not controversy happening there, but some stuff people disagree with. So we'll be going over that in our opinion. Then we got a little more vague topic on will pros go pro again. So there's some old pros in Brawlhalla that competed and then stopped competing, so we'll be mentioning maybe some names, our thoughts on those names, and also what to see in the future, because the game's really changed in the last 5 years. And then we have a lot to talk about today. Okay, then we got what we think of the new skins and patch, because we got a patch coming out tomorrow. Okay, so by the time this is up, the patch will already be announced. And then last but not least, the balance patch. So there should be a balance patch tomorrow, and we're going to be going over exactly our thoughts on what's going to be changed. Probably going to be my thoughts, and then you guys will chip in your opinions. But without further ado, by the way, hit that subscribe. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And we're trying to get onto Google Podcasts and some more, so stay tuned for that. Let's get right into this. So, Summer Champs thoughts and everything. So I guess we'll start with you guys. From a spectator perspective, I'm a competitor. Sal, you competed, but not to the highest degree. What was your thoughts on the overall tournament compared to others? Either of you.
Well, okay, so this was a huge issue that we both talked about.
Mm-hmm.
That the seeding for this tournament was
Yeah,
absolutely atrocious.
it really was.
And I'm sure you're affected by it a lot more compared to people like me. But again, I have a friend who's 2300 elo. He placed 193rd, and a gold friend, he told me, gold or low plat, he placed 97.
Wow.
Don't know how.
What?
His peak elo is 1900 and he placed 97th.
Oh my
and this guy's
God.
peak elo is 2300. He placed 193rd. Don't
Yeah.
ask me how that happens.
I don't know if you
does,
guys
and-
know what my bracket run was like. I know, Sal, you know a bit. More spectators.
It was messed up. Oh my God.
I had this guy. Okay, so my first match of the day was, I think, some random, whatever. But then, second or third, this is in pools. You should be playing platinum, maybe very low diamond players at most in pools. No. I played Icy. This guy's 24, 2500, right away in pools. And then after Icy, I played Dire Ultra, okay? This guy is top 100 PR, and I played him in pools. Not to mention, the winner of that played Shu, a guy who placed top 8 at the regional qualifier for BCX. So another top 50 player in North America. All in pools. The seeding was atrocious. And then in doubles, we played this team, Wrench and I, called Teke and someone else. Anyways, they placed top
that
24. No, not a racist guy. They
Tekken?
placed top 24 in the tournament, and we played them first match. So that means that they were one of the lowest seeds in the tournament. We were seed 3 or 4.
See, that's the thing is, I remember when I was watching the stream at the beginning and they were doing their predictions, Duck and Sparky.
Oh, you were watching when I mentioned message to them?
Yeah, they mentioned you guys as third seed, and they're like, "What the hell?
Mhm.
Why are they
Yeah.
third seed?" But you have to understand though, when it comes to two specifically, is top 2v2 teams. You got Snowy and Santy coming together. You got Simba Walshy coming together.
Yeah.
I mean that screws up everything.
Yeah,
And I think it's gonna be like that for quite a while now because everyone's jumping back and forth.
Well,
So honestly, the seeding is gonna be probably worse for BCX, honestly, than ever.
I don't think
Well,
seeding is
BCX, not
actually
really.
bad when it comes to the top players, because how seeding works, from what I know, is it's very similar to the PR system. The only difference is it has a lot more recency bias. So if you do not compete for 2 tournaments in a row, you will be as equal to like the lowest seed in the tournament. So Ultra, who probably competed at BCX and got this really high PR, so he's still in the PR. He probably missed the last 2 tournaments, and then he was put in my pool. Same with this other twos team, right?
What about cases like Java then? You know, Java missed. Was Parsec PR'd actually?
Yeah.
I don't believe
Parsec
so.
was not PR'd. Invitation
It was not
PR'd.
PR'd. But I think
So it didn't affect
Java missed another tournament as well. Right?
No, he didn't. Just Parsec. So he didn't get affected by seeding. But like the problem is like there's so many players who are I think they're like randomly seeded. Like I don't see a coherent system. Like I feel like if Brawlhalla were to seed properly, all they would have to do is pay someone to look at every single person that entered. So it is a couple thousand people, but you can pay someone minimum wage. You type in their Brawlhalla rank, check their rank, and then seed them. It would take a day or two, and you can hire a couple people. They've got enough of a budget. Like that's all that they should do, and it doesn't even need to be current ranked, right? If you take their peak elo in like the last year, right? I think that would solve all the problems.
See,
feel like
you know the
that's too much
system's
work.
rigged when
Yeah.
Sahil is power ranked. By the way, I just want to put that out
I'm
there.
not power ranked.
You will be,
You were at one point.
I was.
probably.
Yes, you were with Kabolkin. You were.
And
You were
twos,
power
yeah,
ranked.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it.
Wait, why is it rigged? I'm
I
not
wouldn't-
that bad. Come on, man.
But like the event in general, though, I thought Summer Champs was one of the most enjoyable tournaments so far, just by pure gameplay. We saw Tiger obviously lose in SCA. That was the first loss he's ever faced.
Dude, can we talk
online.
about like Dolan trolling, bro? Oh my
Dude,
god.
he
I don't know
talked
if you
mad
watched that.
shit
I didn't
for
really see all
Yeah.
winning
that.
one tournament. Holy.
Dolan didn't win.
Nah, dude.
He's never won.
That
Man's
was-
head was
No,
everywhere.
I think he won twos. He won twos.
Oh, he won twos? Okay, never mind.
I think he did. No, I don't even want to talk about the trash, dude. If you watch the sets, dude, oh my god. Like, he's like one stock, and this guy
Mhm.
goes under the stage and taunts. Like,
Yeah.
for no, like, and so entertaining. Like, mad
That's
respect
funny.
to Dolan, bro.
It,
It was really funny. It was really funny.
Okay.
yeah. It was entertaining, but
Mhm.
Really.
the whole Twitter thing, kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
I didn't
But-
see on
Wait,
Twitter,
you said he was
thankfully.
talking trash? Was he talking trash?
Yeah, he was talking trash.
I bet.
I'm pretty
To
sure
who?
he was. I mean, no,
What?
no, what? No, to
Just randomly?
no, it was just talking about when he won the tournament. I don't have the receipts right now, but I don't know. I
I
heard the
didn't
whole
see.
taunting thing, and I saw what I saw on social media, and I'm like, all right, calm down. It's one tournament. All
I
right,
didn't
we all
see
know
any
Tiger is the best. All right. I'm
didn't
just
see any, like,
saying,
taunting on
Tiger.
Twitter.
How many tournaments has Tiger won?
He won 22 in a row, I believe.
22, and people are getting heads for one
Mhm.
tournament. Like, chill out. Is one tournament? Yes, congratulations. You did really good.
Yo, I think Hardy needs to
You
hear
played-
this when he calls himself Best Lance for beating the community.
See,
tournament.
listen. Dolan's good. Dolan is good at
Yeah.
the game. Okay, but don't do that. That's so disrespectful to Tiger and what he's built.
I didn't
you
really
know?
see exactly the tweet, so
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither.
just gonna have to
I didn't
trust
see
you.
trash talk. I just saw like the entertaining performance put up by Dolan.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Boomy Sandstorm set?
Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah.
think?
It was, dude. I swear, like I think someone tweeted this out. I forget who. Someone said Sandstorm has plot armor. Honestly, bro.
Sandstorm
Is what?
plot
I didn't hear what you
armor?
said.
That was like wrenched or
Yeah,
someone.
Yes, plot armor.
It wasn't wrenched. Someone said that. Stingray said that.
Someone
Stingray
tweeted
said
it
that.
out. Someone tweeted
Stingray.
it out.
It
I
was
was like,
Stingray.
probably.
I think it was Stingray.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So
bro.
what
Oh
were
my
the
God,
issues
he
of the
probably
set?
does.
There were no issues with the set. It was one of the
There were
greatest
no
sets
issues.
of all
They were
time.
good sets. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was a really, really.
It went to
good set.
game 10. You said you saw it.
Good.
Yeah, game
Good.
10. Game 10.
Yeah, no, it was a good set, especially seeing the top 2 players in the world play up against each other. By the way, if
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
EU, I know you think Akno's your lord and savior, same with Pavelski, but you just can't take away what Boomy and Sandstorm have done, especially at Worlds. They've won 2v2 Worlds
Boomy and Sandstorm
like
are top 2
twice
players
in a
in the
row.
world, bro, for sure.
3 times maybe. Yeah, no, you just cannot compete. The last LAN that happened, Boomy won it in the EU. Like, not like
Oh, did he
before
actually? Okay,
BCX, the last like world champion or before like normal LAN, not world champion. So, but yeah, no, the whole event was really cool, but especially like Zinker and Anonymous Alex, I gotta give credits to them. I didn't do well in Summer
Yeah.
Champs myself, not my best performance, but like, oh my God. The dude, okay, Anonymous Alex played Taros only. If you don't know who he is, this Nutter played Taros only into a quick meta. Okay, this is a Gauntlet Sword Katar bow meta. This is not a fun meta for slow legends. And he's destroying them. Like, what a Nutter. Oh my God. I gotta give
No,
credit where
crazy.
credit's due. Did you see any of his gameplay, Nick?
Yeah, I did. No, Nick did. Nick
Whose
told me to see
gameplay?
it.
Are you talking
Anonymous
about?
Anonymous
Alex.
Alex. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I did not see a single game of Anonymous Alex because
Wow.
I was mainly watching more like the final stuff. But I'll
Mhm.
That's
tell
okay.
you is everyone was just kind of freaking out about it. I remember I was
I
looking at
would.
the when they show like the transitions between like sets where it would show like the stream bracket, not through Smash GG, but it was like through their own program on the stream. And I saw Anonymous and I'm like, what? Like, is this a pro smurfing? Honestly, at first I thought it was just a pro smurfing, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's the name
Yeah.
Anonymous Alex, I guess, is
Well, it's
like what he.
Anonymous
Yeah.
X in the community tournaments, and he's been
Yeah,
entering all of
Yeah.
them from
he's been
AJ.
playing in AJ
Yeah, but
tournaments. Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, but you know what happened though? I think they were talking about how he took Boomy to game 5 in an AJ tourney. But the point is, what happened was I think he was a PlayStation player and he like just switched to
Yeah,
PC like a
I saw
couple
that.
days before the tourney. So he just popped off, which is another thing that we were talking about, right? Last time I was on the podcast, how like on LANs, like a lot of like PlayStation, like Xbox players will just come to LAN and just absolutely pop off.
I don't think we talked about that. That's not true.
A while ago, we talked about that like 2 to 3 podcasts ago.
I'll tell you, PlayStation and Xbox players would not go to LANs and pop off. It's more the opposite. People will pop off online and then just not place on LAN very often. On
I
LAN, you just saw the same names in top eight. You saw the Boomy, you saw Wrench, you saw Sandstorm, and then you would see Ethan, you'd see myself in like seventh, and then you would see at LAN, Santi wasn't that good, so you wouldn't see him. Noel was up there, Wilson in 2019. It was different names, but like there are these random like console players that will just come to PC and then just light it up. But we haven't been to LAN in a while, so it's a bit different. But like it is cool to see how many new semi pros and pros there are. And I guess, I'm just going to skip a little bit to a fourth point that we are going to make instead. I'm going to change the order of the doc. But pros, like the pro scene right now is so different than it was 4 years ago. There are so many new names and it's just crazy to the point where there's some pros like LDZ and like Egg Soup who used to be a pro, or I don't know, Blood Diamond, Doppy, even Crocky used to be considered a pro. He's still considered basically a pro. Double Dime, Atrophius, even Capped you'd see in top eight super often, and they haven't they haven't gotten worse, but they've just placed lower because there's so many good players now. Like, do you think these like top competitors are going to be able to like take tournaments again one day?
Um,
honestly, I don't think so. Like, not at least for like most of them, no. Straight
I
up.
think it mainly just depends on the person, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying. Like, there might be
there,
like a couple, but most of them,
Mhm.
no.
some people just have like a like a genetic talent for brawl. I mean, you see that with a lot of pros that have come back in the past. I can't name that many
Well,
of like
LDZ,
LDZ
yeah,
mainly, right? Yeah, LDZ was like pretty much the Sandstorm back in the day, right?
yeah,
And LDZ coming back and playing, LDZ still got it, And I just think it mainly just depends on the player, right? As long as they don't change the game too drastically, I think people can definitely make a comeback if they just put in. I think here's the thing is when it comes to performance in like brawl tournaments, what I see the most is the people that grind the most are the ones that usually do the best in tournaments, right? So,
yeah.
for instance, I'll tell you this is, yeah, you didn't place how you wanted,
I didn't grind how
but
I wanted.
you didn't grind how you wanted either.
No,
I
I
mean, it's
did
not an
not.
excuse,
Same. No,
but
no, no.
still.
I'd say straight up,
Yeah.
Branch and I had almost zero practice
And
going into that
I know
tournament.
I remember because it's just it's
Yeah,
just no practice whatsoever. So I'll tell you like I think anyone's able to get top three if they just put in the time and the time is pretty crazy, and
Yeah.
actually, having that mental too,
I would
right?
say top three takes a little bit of luck as well. Having a good bracket is huge, but then also
Hmm.
being in a meta that favors you. Like Meg D being in a Sword and Katara's meta, and he was maining those things before other players start picking them up, right? So next time we're in a Lance meta, I'm gonna have an advantage over everyone else, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's also a little bit of luck you need to place really high. Obviously, the players who are at the very top consistently, like Sandstorm one, that's completely different. They're crazy.
But do you see
But
him priming a weapon though? No.
he has. He
I mean, he
definitely
has in the
has in the
past,
past.
but what I've noticed, Sandstorm is just cracked in every single thing he plays,
Yeah, it's
right?
more how he plays than like what he plays.
Yeah. So I think like, definitely I feel like if a lot of these, this is going to you too, is,
Mhm.
everyone's always asked you, when do you stop playing Lance and actually play a different weapon for once? You've never
Yeah.
done it. You're at a point right now, right, where you're just, you know, your placements are literally dependent on how
Oh,
TWK is feeling and who can get him
yeah.
drunk the most to get him to make Lance actually decent. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's
you know
basically
what I'm
how it is.
saying?
I do well when Lance is good.
Yeah,
That
pretty
that's
much.
that's what
So,
happens. And Lance is in its worst spot. Like it's balanced, right? Like everything on Lance has a purpose right now. I like how balanced Lance is. I don't like how everything feels bad on Lance compared to other options. Like we'll go into balance a bit more later, but like with Sword, you have great edge guards. You have better kill confirms. You have better neutral than Lance. You're better in every single situation. Sure, you might not have as much priority, but you got less recovery frames. You got more momentum on aerial moves. You got everything is better, straight up. And you have like gravity cancel downlights, which have so much range and like completely change how you approach different weapons. Lance is not in a great spot right now. It just isn't. It's a really bad weapon when you compare the two, especially the bow, right? You have kill confirms, you have edge guards, you have damage build up true combos, you have quick options to bait your opponents and to throw out literally as many moves as possible and not get punished. Like
mhm.
it's in a weird spot right now, Brawlhalla. And like it doesn't favor my meta. Like it doesn't favor Lance, but I think Lance is balanced. And then I also think, yeah, pros will do well depending on that balance. So it's interesting for sure.
I guess at this point, it's not about your weapon specifically. It's more about the weapons around your weapon.
Hmm.
So like,
Pick a
fixing that
favorite.
that three piece, you know,
Remove
uh,
all three piece combos. Oh my god.
remove all three piece. Well,
All of them. All of them. None of them are
all three
healthy.
piece true combos.
All of
Like,
them.
how many can you name on the top of your head right now, Cole?
Downlight Nair Dare on gauntlets. Downlight Dare recovery on sword. Downlight Dare Sarah on sword. Downlight Dare
Isn't it
GCN
really
light on
hard to hit that
sword.
on gauntlets though?
No, it's not. That is one of the easiest combos to hit on gauntlets now.
Okay, I heard there's like
Yeah.
some three piece
Once
combo
you
that's like
learn
super
it,
hard.
it's
Oh.
consistent. It
Okay, then
works
I'm
in
just
all
bad. I'm
health,
just bad.
basically.
I,
It's ridiculous.
I'm just
I,
bad at the game.
I feel like removing three-piece like combo, like true combos from like every weapon would be a pain though.
No,
Like,
what do you mean a
how do you
pain?
remove the? How do you remove the one from sword? Like you
Easy.
literally
You
bashing
give
someone
Dare
off the
less.
stage.
You give Dare less stun frames.
Yeah,
You give
exactly that.
ground pound like one or two less stun frames. That removes that one
Hmm.
too. That's all. It's
Yeah,
not hard.
they probably might do it. I mean,
I'll
next
be
balance
surprised
patch
if
is
they don't.
what? Tomorrow?
Yeah, it should be
Yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
And we'll go more
Bro.
into what predictions I have for that balance patch a bit later. But
Mhm.
like with semi pros and stuff like that, I do want to make that point in like old pros going pro again. Like I feel like some players can put in the work and just like maybe they'll get a lucky enough bracket like LDZ and whatnot. But I am very confident. Pros have gotten so good now. Double Dime, Atrophius, Doppy, Blood Diamond. These guys, I don't think they're gonna place again top eight.
What
That's
makes
just
you
my
say that? That's a big statement, and you're
I
probably gonna
I think
make
these
some people
guys.
upset
Reason,
about
though?
that.
I think there's two reasons. Number one, regions. I think Blood Diamond and Double Diamond are west, so they already have this disadvantage to practice. And two, in terms of like raw talent, ability, and also how much they're able to grind, you'll see all these top pros now are like kids who do this for not a living, but you know what I mean. They're able to put in this work. These other pros who started in the community, they were kids back then, But now they got full-time jobs. Like Noel's like married. I don't know if he has kids or not, but like,
Noel's married?
yeah, and he does real estate.
what?
He's got a
This is
whole ass
Whole
job and
whole
everything.
job and everything. I think
See,
Noel can place again. The guy's
I
cracked.
brought up this point before.
But
I brought up this point.
Double
where,
Dime
like,
as well, trophies. Like these guys are in their
Yeah.
mid to late 20s. The trophies is in their early 30s. Like sure that they could put in the work. Same with Wilson, but I don't think they're going to. And I think the amount of work you have to put in, especially at that age, compared to a 14 or 15-year-old that is in school, that's online now, like it's I don't think they're gonna place top 8 again. Maybe in doubles, right?
That's a
Doubles
fair
is
point,
easier.
see, Cole, here's what's gonna happen, right? In like a bit from now, all right.
A
If
bit.
one of them tops eights, I can't even English. If one of them
Yeah,
top
tops
eights, they're going to take the clip
Sure.
from this podcast
Okay.
and put it on Twitter. So this is where you say follow the Freelo podcast
Yes.
on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Okay.
Oh my god.
Big brain moves right here.
Yeah.
If it happens,
Okay,
respect to the
okay.
person who does it, because
For sure.
it's hard. It's
I'm
hard
not
to do it.
saying that anyone can't do it, right? I think anyone can place top 8.
It's just,
But
it's just hard.
It's
It'll be
it's
hard.
harder as you get older, and it's
Yeah.
especially harder when you have more commitments, right? And I'm realizing
sense.
that myself too. So,
Mhm.
like I
You
used to
know,
play every day
yeah.
in school, and now I don't. It's
Yeah,
harder.
I think if we start to
In the
that kind of
hallways.
Yeah,
that kind of brings in
literally.
like pay for pros as well, right? Because obviously when you're a high school kid, right, you can play after school, you don't gotta worry about bills. Well, afterwards you gotta worry about paying off college, you gotta be worried about paying your car bill, your house bill, whatever, right?
Yeah,
I think when Brawlhalla starts to transition to like actually making big money, like big
if
salaries,
pros
like,
can be full time, then that's different.
maybe full time, you'll definitely see these pros coming back.
But
They just can't focus.
But let's say Brawlhalla does become full time like that. I would argue that the pros that are here now have more skill right away. And like let's say like 15 people can take this full time. Only or let's say 16, right? That's top 8 of 2s and like top 16 of 1s can do this full time one day. Nobody else can't. The people who are in top 16 now aren't going to fall out of that place very easily. The amount of work that these older pros would have to do to make back the missed time,
It'd be huge.
It'd be huge, right?
Yeah.
And comparing their skill right now to like a Java or like a Hardy or whatever, it's just it's too much work. And I think the longer Brawlhalla becomes a thing, the more pros there are, the more skill it requires to stay at the top. I've never really seen this before. Like I've never seen so many good players in one bracket in North America. Looking
Because
at
the
Europe,
game's growing.
yeah, looking at Europe, like their scene itself is experiencing a similar thing, but like they still have consistent people at the top. Same with NA, but like their top like 16, right, is so much harder than it was last year. I think NA is kind of on another level though with how many top players. Ethan didn't place top 32 this tournament.
That's
Well,
crazy.
Like
Snowy had the same thing as well. That's
Yeah.
Snowy
didn't place top 8, I don't
That's
think.
starting to become a normal
Or maybe
thing at this
he did.
point. Yeah,
yeah,
it
Because-
was Snowy in Winters. I
because a
believe,
pro
right?
will lose to some either another pro in top like 128, and then they'll play these good players in loser side. Like if you go in loser side of a tournament, you have to play so many good players. It's crazy. Like Little
Yeah.
Cat plays like 33rd or something. This guy used to place top 8 consistently. This guy plays like
Wait,
top 5 in
When
his
did
first
Lil Cat
tournament.
place 33rd? When was that?
I think
Was that
summer
recently?
champs. Yeah, either
Wow.
33rd or you like lost the first game in top 8. I think he got 33rd.
Wow,
Like there's
that's
just so many good players. Like I used to have to play like Little Cap for like top 8 or something like that at lands, and then back at lands I did really well against them. So like that's so much. No offense to Cap, but at that time, like only playing him for top 8. Like, but now he didn't even play top 33rd. I'd have to like play him outside of it. It's crazy. There's just so
Yeah.
many players. It's ridiculous, especially online. Like I imagine when lands come back, lands are gonna have like only like 2/3 of the players that are online, maybe even half. So it's obviously
Really?
gonna be easier. Well, yeah, not everyone online can travel to lands, right?
Yeah, but I feel like the most of the top players would probably just do it.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone in top 16 would do it, but outside of that,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
it's up in the air.
Maybe not.
So
yeah.
like, it's gonna be if you go to LAN, like it's obviously easier to place better on LAN, but now when LANs happen, combined with EU and other regions making a significant amount of money, same with Brazil, it's going to be way harder than ever before. Like pros who aren't grinding right now and who have quit, like good luck coming back. It's going to be ridiculous. Me seeing this weekend, I had a really bad weekend, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to put the grind in. I've signed up for every community tournament coming up.
Like
And I'm
yeah,
gonna
like
compete in
right
all
when
of
this
them.
guy like he got mad. He does his routine. You know, oh Lance is no options. Oh Lance
It
bad,
does have
blah
no
blah blah.
options
You know,
compared to what I
I
fought
know, I
against.
know. But then he doesn't watch it,
Yeah.
watching his replay. But this time he like opened Smash.gg and registered in like 20 tournaments in like the next month. He's like, dude, I need to get better.
Yeah.
Like we love to see that. We love to see that. Like you didn't do bad. You need to do better. We love to
Like
see that.
I am grateful. My worst placement in 2 years is 13th. Like what? I'm so grateful for that, you know?
Mhm.
But I can still do better. Same in twos.
See, what I've noticed with a lot of people, I think it was especially this tournament. I'm not gonna call anyone out, but
Mhm.
I noticed was every time someone placed bad.
Mhm.
Hell, I don't know if you're guilty of that as well. I don't know. I haven't checked you,
Mhm.
but
Me?
a lot. No. Quote
Oh
here.
right, yeah, yeah.
Complaining?
They place bad and they'll go to Twitter and come up with an excuse. I've seen that a ton recently. And I
Yeah.
hate seeing pros coming up with an
Yeah.
excuse. Like, just say go next.
That okay, so
I'll
in
train and do
doubles,
better.
in doubles I had some lag, so I said I hate losing to lag, GG go next. In singles though, when I lost, I just said go next,
So
GG's.
was there actually lag like on
Yeah.
the
No,
server sided
yeah.
lag?
No,
Because I saw four
something.
people tweet that for summers.
I
So
I, I
was that
don't
your
know.
side or server side?
I don't
We,
know.
Okay. Because then
yeah,
maybe
like
that's not an excuse then. Maybe that's actually a thing. Because I saw 3 other pros
I
tweet
just felt
that.
slow. I just the inputs felt slow. It
'Cause
didn't feel like that for one.
what's
So it
funny
felt
is
like that for two.
during summers, I played a game of ranked and I felt slow.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
So
don't know.
like, I don't know if I'm just bad or yeah, Sal's smiling
probably
over
just
here.
bad.
I'm just probably just bad, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I like restarted my
Um,
game and I was fine for one game and then it felt slow again. It was really weird. Ones was
Yeah.
fine. I've got nothing to complain about for ones. I just did bad.
yeah.
Maybe Olgrim just got to lose some weight, some macho,
Dude,
might
I was
need
on
to
like 7 or 8
do the
speed.
keto
It's
diet.
crazy. I might just
Yeah.
switch
Dude,
to
I
Raylan
felt
now.
I felt like ranting so much, dude. I was playing on Cold's dad's work PC.
You felt really slow.
Oh, dude, you
Ew.
have no idea.
What'd you
I'm
play?
I'm used to 144 hertz.
You did
Man.
well
I'm
though. You
playing
almost
on-
made top 128.
I, I
What'd you
could have done
play?
way better. I don't know. Like I don't know.
It was
Sal
one
doesn't
of
want to say.
Sal.
on
It was one of your
on
highest
stream.
placements yet.
I'm
I'm
not
just saying.
sure.
You
Yeah, but
placed
think
like
about it. If I was
150
at home,
something
if
out
I
of
was at home, I would
3,000.
have done better, way better.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like that was still one of
That's
your
what
best
pisses me off.
placements. Yeah.
And I did. That was off zero practice. 2 weeks before that, I was in Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Sometimes zero practice can be good. I swear to God. All of 2020, I had like no practice, but that's also because I was like top three, so it was a bit different. No practice in top
Yeah.
three is like good because you don't want people figuring you out, you know? Sandstorm barely practices.
Well, yeah, but in 2020, it's not like anybody had to figure you out. You just did Nair.
Shut up.
Just 30 times.
Shut up. If it was that easy, you would be diamond by now.
I wonder.
No, it wasn't like that.
I
Dude, people
know.
thought Lance was the worst weapon in the game, and then I placed top three, and then second and second. Like, sit down. I don't know.
Yo, Cole, when are you gonna win a
Lance was in
major
good
again?
Spot there. Lance was in a good spot when he did.
When are you gonna win a major
Everyone
again?
thought it was the worst, though, right when they took out Silent Recovery. When am I gonna win a major?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to answer with?
Make
next
a wrench
major.
call. Wrench always tweets. I love
Yeah,
Wrench
I will
with his
top
like
3 this
his
summer.
mindset.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna win this tournament.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that mindset because I'm not trying to get clowned on. I would just
Yeah.
rather
I
place
mean,
better.
already
next time.
might as well.
I just think of my last placement, and it's like,
Like,
okay, place better next time, and just keep placing better. That's all. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
That's all I care about. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick 5 here before we get into the BCX talk and what's happening with BCX. So stay tuned for that. Just give us one moment. It will be like a quick cut. So, guys, we are back. Sorry about that short break. But without further ado, let's get right into BCX. So today's Tuesday, and yesterday that they announced BCX is going to be online for this year. I think it was kind of inevitable.
Damn.
just looking at the statistics and ICUs filling up again, like even if cases were high, like if ICUs were low, it's different, but they're not. People aren't getting vaccinated in the US. So BCX is online. It's going to be the same format as last year with a last chance qualifier, and then there's finalists that qualify, and it's like confirmed. I think just showing up, it's like a minimum like $400 if you qualify. So that's pretty nice. What do you guys think? Like, you think it was the right call?
I wish it was on. I mean, I wish it was a LAN,
Hmm.
but I'm not really too sure about like the COVID numbers in the US, so I can't really comment on
It's
that. Like,
it's
what
bad.
decision they should have
ICUs are
made.
bad.
Yeah, I'm at a
Yeah, I
point
mean,
now where
they
like I
don't
want
really
it
have a
to.
choice
We
to
don't have a
kind of.
choice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
You know.
They could have done like a bubble system, but with travel to the US being weird, because a bunch of countries, if the
Yeah.
US has tons and tons of cases and people in ICUs, then they wouldn't allow travel necessarily to and from that country. So it becomes a mess, especially in Asia and Europe.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, no, there's no like vaccine passports and stuff in the US, so it's just tricky and a pain, and I understand the decision. Hopefully by like next spring, they'll be able to do some sort of LAN and like we can put this stuff behind us, but we'll see. Time will tell.
See,
Hopefully, yeah.
it brings a
I mean,
lot
it
of cool.
sucks.
Yeah, go ahead, tell.
I was just saying it sucks that it's not online, but they don't really have a choice, so you
Yeah,
can't really
yeah,
get
yeah.
mad at them or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm at that too. Where like like we all wanted it, right? But what's the
Yeah.
mature, smart decision to take? And I think, yeah, they made the right decision. It sucks in the long run, but
Yeah.
had to be made, right? But that kind of raises a lot of questions, right? Is is it going to be the same format? Well, I
Hmm.
didn't see
It
the
is the same
announcement
format.
stream, but so it's going to have are they going to have an LCQ again? And if
Yeah, they
so,
will.
you know,
They put
will
the
the
date up as
LCQ have a
well.
prize pool as well?
It's the
That'd be
same as
pretty
last
cool.
year. So LCQ counts as the
Mhm.
exact same as placing. So let's say you place second in the LCQ, then you don't qualify for the finalists. So that means you place 33rd in the tournament because it's top 32 for finals. So
Mm,
it is like some money, but it's probably like 100 or 200 bucks, and then it goes down
it's
from
not
there.
much.
It's not much.
Okay,
Just to
because I
qualify.
Uh,
hmm because I bring it up because like since it's online, the viewership for literally since Brawlhalla went online for the first time ever, they did BCX online for the first time. The viewership, fuck, like I was about to say the F word. It skyrocketed. All right, like you saw, they put out the
You can say
viewership
the F word, by
rewards.
the way. I don't care.
Oh, I could say fuck.
Sure.
Awesome, great. So
nice.
the viewership went up a ton,
Yeah.
right, because of the viewership rewards. So that kind of
Yeah.
begs a question, right? Are they going to bring back the meta devs? Are they going to bring back some
Yeah, they
really,
didn't
really
mention
exclusive
that with
skins?
the rewards.
They should have, because that was a big thing with BCX. They hit 100K
I'm sure
viewership
they're gonna
cap.
want to like break their peaks, right? It's all about pushing the ceiling and
Yeah.
smashing through it. So I'm sure that they're gonna do the same, or maybe even more with esports of V2, and that's when
Hmm.
they give away a ton. So get ready for that.
Yeah.
Um, do you like the format for BCX, or do you think they should have changed it this year? Because they're keeping the exact same format.
I thought it was fun. Wait, can someone remind me who won the last chance qualifiers last year?
It was
Z-
Blazy. Yeah,
It
Blazy.
was Blazy.
Blazy. He won on Aza.
Cause oh yeah, I actually remember that. Did we do a
Yep, we
like
did.
a first party?
You did.
We
Yeah,
Yeah.
did.
Mhm.
yeah. That was really fun. Don't see any I don't see anything wrong with that system. I don't know, Karma. Any thoughts, concerns that they should change like this year?
Um, Personally, I didn't like LCQ, like the
Why?
format of it. I think
Why?
well, I like the format. It was just very, I don't know. I think it's a great way to kind of show off like the new and upcoming players, but like I guess I'm so used to like BCX being super open. I don't know.
Right.
I think I'm just more getting used to the whole online format, because like
Yeah.
we're doing it again, right? So I think that's just me being stingy and uh you know bitter that it's not online. But honestly, LCQ's been really successful, and I think it's brought up a lot of like bigger, like new talent. We got Blazy, Everyone knows Blazy now.
Yeah.
Since that
Yeah.
tournament. So
The only thing I
you
would
know,
I would say, which would be really cool, but I think it's too much to ask, would be instead of one last chance qualifier, I wish there were like four of them. So like players have like multiple opportunities to like win a tournament to like make it in. That would be so cool to like see which players
Not
are doing
realistic
well.
though.
Like if it's like 4 weeks in a row or something, and it's just the weekends. There's these like qualifiers all throughout October just to for BCX. I think that would be really really hype just to see like which semi pros make it in and which ones don't one at a time. And another thing is the winner of the last chance qualifier immediately gets the lowest seed going into BCX. And then they have to play Sandstorm or whoever's rank one. Like, that's such a pain, right? If it's the top four or something, then maybe those top four, like one in a row, would be seeded. Like, the first one in gets the highest seed, then the last one has to play Sandstorm, you know? I think
literally
that'd
a
be
middle
cool.
finger.
Yeah, literally.
Practically. Yeah.
So I feel bad with that. But it's too much to ask for because if you do it for North America, you're probably gonna have to do it for Europe, and then that's 4 weekends in a row with like no competition for top
Yeah,
players all throughout
just
October. It would be a mess, right? If it was land, then maybe you could have done that at lands, like have like four lands or something like that in like each region for like qualifiers. That would be so cool, right? But
yeah.
it's different, so. It's online. Speaking of tournament formats and whatnot, the next tournament is actually coming up soon. So we have that Arcadian tournament. It's an invitational. So I forget what the other one is called, but it's sponsored by like, was it like Omen. And I don't know if you guys know, but how this tournament works is there are two tournaments. One of them for $10,000. The other one, I believe, $20,000. The $10,000 one is for players who are power ranked in between 65th and 33rd,
Mhm.
right? And the winner of that tournament will make like $1,000 or something like that, and all of them get paid at least like $50. The payout is online on Pro Brawlhalla Twitter.
Mhm.
But then there's that other tournament for power ranks 32 to 1. And the weird thing is the person who places last in that other tournament, the 32 and 1, is like $100, but the winner of the semi-pro tournament makes like 1,000 or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's weird. The lower PR you are, the more opportunity the more likely you are to make money at that range. Like for someone who's like PR like 32nd, let's say Zexus, right? If I'm Zexus, if you go to the Arcadian tournament, you'd have less competition and more likely to place high. But if you go to the main tournament, like sure, you have more opportunity to make more money, but you have to play against harder opponents. And if you come last, then you're more likely to make less money. So
See,
it's really weird.
they're literally asking people to match fix. That's literally what's going on.
Yeah.
It's getting
Uh,
sus to the point. Like no, like
yeah.
why would you do that? Like why would you do that to your pro community, right?
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't make any sense. I've seen so many tweets of pros. They're just like, "Guess I'm throwing this tournament," and I'm like, "Well,
Mhm.
you know, a pro doing
Yeah.
that like that screws up an entire tournament. It screws up everyone's placings and such, and
Well, pro could
And
just
that's
not compete. That would also
that
work.
too. And that
yeah.
screws up seeding. That screws up the
Well, it
results
doesn't
of the
screw up
tournament.
seeding, you just don't
That's just
register.
it just kind of screws up, I
I
guess, the
know, I
integrity
know.
of competition.
No, I agree. I don't like I
On the
think it's
other hand,
stupid, but like I get
yeah.
I get doing it once in a while though. Cause like if you are a pro that's placed 32nd, let's say Zexus,
Mhm.
another thing to keep in mind is this tournament is not for power ranking. So you're throwing your power ranking before BCX. We're
Mhm.
top 32, you have to qualify. So someone who's like 30th PR then goes to 40th PR, but then has one tournament to climb back to guarantee himself in BCX. Like it's good that they're doing it now because anyone that throws will suffer the repercussions in the long run.
Exactly.
But if
Yeah.
this format stays consistent or happens earlier in the year, I think it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, like I was
No,
gonna
it
say
is.
this on the other hand, it's a great thing. It's a great thing to get, the 33rd to 64th some recognition,
Yeah.
makes a new show. Who doesn't want to see a bunch of semi-pros duke it out,
Hmm.
Yeah.
right? So I'm all for it, but just yeah, you're right. If it was later or like earlier, it would definitely be a bad idea.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of everything with that. For the Arcadian, actually, who do you think would win it? I'm gonna pull up the PR right now.
I'm pulling that up right now as well. Let's
Yeah.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I'm just curious who we can like guess. Like we may as well predict now because it's happening very, very soon. Obviously, PR might change. There's like Hazen, Darkghoul, Stimpy. Stimpy didn't compete in the last tournament actually. Zinker
Why?
will.
Anybody know why?
Zinker. It's a dub from Zinker.
No, Zinker's
all the
gonna be
way.
too high PR. He placed ninth. He'll be top
Ugh.
32.
Rip.
Oh, Taffy. Taffy can win that. Walshy can win that. I think
Walshy.
Walshy.
I mean, Walshy could.
Walshy
I want to
really
root for
good.
Walshy.
Luna's 48th PR, so Luna
Is
could.
Wilson going to be lower or higher?
Impala can win that. I think it's gonna be like a Luna versus Walshy and like Impala. Like, oh, Experience is 61 PR.
Experience too, maybe.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting tournament. Oh, holy crap! I'm excited for that. Okay.
Gotta,
If I had to pick who's gonna win, especially with the meta that I think is coming, I think Experience.
that's a,
I'm
that was a solid
gonna-
pick.
Actually-
you go first. You go first.
I'm gonna read. Sorry, I'm taking mine back. I'm saying Luna. I'm saying Luna.
That's what I was gonna say.
Never mind. I'm
You
taking
go
it
first,
back. I'm
Karma.
taking it back.
Yeah, I think it might be Luna.
I'd say
Karma.
Luna or can I choose two technically?
Just
'Cause,
pick
like-
who you think and then say.
It's
Yeah.
probably going to be Luna. I want it to be Walsh.
Okay. I think Experience
Yeah.
can do well because Experience won't get altered by the meta at all. Its balance
Yeah.
will not nerf. They're not going to nerf Cannon or Axe, in my opinion. Maybe some very small changes, but they're not going to be nerfs. Oh, Ethan. Oh no, Ethan will still be normal PR. I don't know
Wait,
where.
what'd you say?
Yeah, because he placed outside the top 32 the last tournament. So
Yeah, but he's
he'll be
not
fine.
gonna-
Yeah. I was just thinking of names because this PR might change, and we'll know by hopefully this week or like early next week. But yeah. So second last topic. This patch coming out tomorrow. There's some new skins. We got this back to school. Have you guys seen the Mako skin at all?
Oh my god, dude, the memes on Twitter.
Yeah, it looks like a little kid. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
The baby
The-
shark.
The baby shark.
The amount of
It's like
roasts.
it's not. It's a. I don't even know how to say it. It's not a good skin. It's like it's a
Oh,
good
it's a
skin,
good
not a
skin.
good quality skin.
Oh, I think it's a good skin. I think everyone's gonna buy it.
I don't think it's a good skin. It's just. I guess I don't know. We're not really the target audience. Like I guess if you're a kid, you might like that. I don't know.
No. I think it's good because it's toxic, right? You're losing to a kid. It almost looks like you're losing to like this like kawaii like baby shark. Like I think that is the most toxic thing, and I freaking love it. And then is there a second skin? I think there is. I just forget what it is.
Arrows.
I haven't seen the terror skin.
It looks alright. It's not anything great. It's alright.
Yeah, I haven't really seen it. Oh, I see the Taros. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
It's cool, but there's better Tarot skins. But
Yeah,
the
but-
Mako, though. Sorry, I just clicked on the trailer, so people might have heard it for a second. The Mako is cute. The Mako is cute. Sorry, I
Yeah,
like
people
that.
were saying the colors as well are like super similar to what was it? I think they were saying it was similar to something, but
I don't know.
colors are looking pretty good. I like the colors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they remind me of that one. What was that other event skin that was out for like not a little bit? It's not the gala, but it was something else. It was like the home team or
Yeah, home team. It is
Yeah.
home
Gives
team
me-
coming up. The back to school is home team.
oh, so that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
home team
Oh,
colors.
I just got bamboozled. All
Yeah,
right,
you
great.
did. Home
The
team's
same
a
thing.
good color scheme. I use it with Scarlet
Definitely.
often.
Yeah.
So,
Every year that comes out, I look at that and I probably buy like one or two of them. So
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the patch, but more specifically, what I'm excited for is the balance change. So, I think there's going to be a huge change, but I also think it's not going to be the change we want. And the reason why is because if this balance patch is tomorrow, which I think it is, then the Brawlhalla makes these patches like 3 weeks in advance at minimum. They submit them, right?
Yes, sword might not get.
Yeah,
not
I think
that hard.
I think if you're looking at the meta, they probably looked at it from Pro Series. And Pro Series, no one really played Sword. I think if we're gonna go nerfs, let's go one weapon at a time. In my opinion, what's gonna get nerfed? I'll start with mine, then we'll get you two and see if you guys agree or disagree. First weapon is gauntlets. I think gauntlets will for sure get nerfed, and I
Hands
think
down.
they're not gonna be a huge nerf. I think Nair is just gonna have reduced stun to not have 3 hits. Other than that, I don't care what they do with gauntlets. Just remove the 3-hit combos.
I don't think they'll remove it, honestly. As much as I want them to, I don't think they will.
I think they will. I think I did. What do you think?
I'm with
Frank?
Sal here. I'm with Sal. They're not going to remove it. Again,
Okay.
like you said before, Sword wasn't. Wait, was Sword?
We're
really
talking
that much
gauntlets.
improvement?
We're talking gauntlets.
Oh, specifically gauntlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. I'm with Cole here.
They'll remove it. Yeah, I think
They probably
gauntlets.
will.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
So gauntlets. I think that's the only change they need. I hope that's the only thing they do. I think gauntlets are great. But I think that's the only thing that really makes them broken, in my opinion. I don't think orb will get touched. I think we'll see a small spear buff.
Hopefully.
I think
I want a spear buff so bad.
That's what I
dude.
think.
I do not want that. Ew.
I don't want that
Why?
either. I think spear's fine. I think it's
I
similar to
hate
lance.
spear.
I think both spear and lance are they're really balanced right now. I don't think they need.
I don't think so.
I guess I'll go into lance because that's what I know most about. I think lance will get a buff, but I think it's not going to be a major buff. I think we're going to see a quality of life buff. So I
See,
think here I'll get more specific. I think that the back end of Nair, those Nair combos are going to be more consistent. Right now they're really weird. What else do I think? I think sidelight might be changed a little bit. Sidelight there is currently dodgeable, so I think they might have an altered
Yeah.
setup position. It's also a tricky thing to balance, by the way, because you don't want to make the combo work way, way, way too much. I wouldn't mind if sidelight there worked until orange, but if you're gonna alter sidelight, you can't give it more stun frames to make that combo more consistent. And the problem with that is because if you give it one more stun frame, sidelight Sarah and sidelight recovery are true combos. So what you have to do is you need to alter the setup of sidelight and how the force sends the user. And then if you do that, it's going to alter Nair follow-ups and recovery follow-ups. It's going to alter every single follow-up off Lance. So it's such a tricky thing to balance. I hope they make sidelight there more consistent, but I think by accident they might make something broken. So we'll see. If they don't touch sidelight, then I think they should next patch. I just think sidelight there should not be dodgeable. Those are the two real things I think could be changed on Lance. What do you guys think?
I was talking to actually Nathan about this, and I was like, what if they just make sidelight recovery true?
They could, but then I would ask to remove Nair combos because then they're both leading into kill options. So either have no Nair combos and make sidelight recovery true, or have Nair combos and make it not true, in my opinion.
That's a rough trade-off.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
what I was gonna
I see that though. I see
Yeah.
why they would remove that. But
I would also think another small thing with Nair, which they could change. I don't know if they will, but they could. I think Nair sets up really weirdly. You get almost no advantage state when you hit Nair. It's really unfortunate in like red health. So having more consistent strings when you like hit sidelight Nair in deeper health could help lead to kill options. So I think that would be nice. Just more consistent like setups on Nair. It's just if I don't have sidelight recovery, when I hit the back end of Nair in later health, I like can't follow up. It's so weird. So like just having these strings like Nair Dare and whatnot stay the same. I don't even think Nair needs variable force. I think it could have fixed force and just be used as a setup tool from now on. I think that's what it should be. It would help Lance strings a lot. I think it would be a nice buff. So we talked about Spear. I think Spear is going to get a buff. I don't think it should. Specifically, sure.
yeah,
I think it should for sure.
is like based on all this, right? Do you think you're gonna switch your legend? Because you've been
No.
hyping it up.
Oh,
You've been
legend.
playing-
I think you meant weapon.
Oh, Roland?
Legend. If
might.
sword doesn't get nerfed, which I don't think it will get nerfed, I am really contemplating on just playing Roland. I played Roland at rank today. I played like 5 or 10 games. I didn't lose a game.
Mhm.
So
Alright.
I might just make the
Wait,
switch
who would
to
you play
Roland.
against?
I play against a
Alright.
bunch of
Well,
random semi-pros.
Okay,
so it wasn't
everybody wants to
crazy.
see the Roland pick. Even I want to see the
Yeah,
Roland pick.
I might just pick up Roland again. just because Sword is so good at killing and good at winning neutral. Like Hammer's bad at neutral, good at killing. Axe is meh at neutral
Medium
and meh
both.
at killing.
Yeah.
So
Aren't sword stats on Roland not the greatest though, or
what do you mean sword
What are you
stat?
talking about?
Like the stats in
like the
general are
stats
okay.
for Roland?
You get
Okay.
7 defense when you use speed stance, which you have to use speed stance.
Okay.
Huh.
So it's not awful. It's just not the greatest thing in the world. With spear, I think that spear. I don't know what can be buffed on spear. I think D-Light might be made so it doesn't drop because sometimes it drops.
Dude, it drops so often.
I don't know how to buff spear. I think spear is fine. I think they should
I
leave it.
really like the way it was before, like just D-Light being way quicker.
I don't know.
I'm just bad at dodging. I don't want them to touch spear whatsoever. I don't know if any like
Bro.
plats in this podcast can understand my pain, but dodging at a spear is so annoying.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? What?
I'm just bad.
Dodging out a spear?
I'm not coming from a pro's perspective.
Whoa, am I
a pro
tripping
player.
or I'm so confused what he's talking about? What do you mean
He
dodging
means
out of a spear?
D-Light.
You can't
Hey,
dodge out
man,
of it.
don't judge.
Yes, you can. It's 2 dodge frames.
What do you like D-Light, GC D-Light?
Yes,
It
it's
just
2
sucks.
dodge frames.
It just sucks. It just sucks. Tell you
If
that.
you don't have a dodge, that's true.
If you don't, yeah, you can't jump out of it, but it's 2 dodge
yeah,
frames.
Yeah, but just dodge out of it, Karma. Just get good.
Yeah,
What?
it's 2 dodge frames. If you don't
I
have a
know.
dodge, though, it's
I
confirmed.
said a plat. I'm a
Yeah.
diamond,
The
low
weapon's
diamond, high
fine.
plat.
The weapon's
You know,
fine.
I mean, pro play is different, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
just talking because here's the thing: is like with patches and such, should it like we're talking about all these different things, right?
Mhm.
But you gotta understand, at the end of the day, they gotta cater to the overall audience, not just a couple top
Yeah.
100 pros.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we have to have that in mind as well.
Well, the
You know,
small
you-
changes that I'm mentioning, like with those
Yeah.
lance, they're you don't need to worry about the main the main player base. Like with small changes and whatnot to balance, like you don't balance based off the average person, you balance based off pros unless it's a really big change. Because the average person will not notice a difference. Like Sal, if you
Yeah,
played
that makes
Brawlhalla before and after a patch without reading the patch notes, I promise you would not know a difference right away.
I mean, actually, it depends on what weapon I play. If I'm playing like Orb or Spear, because I made those two.
Yeah.
I like noticed like without reading the
I'm
patch
talking. I'm
notes,
talking
I
about
noticed
small
Spear being so
changes.
slow.
I'm talking
No,
small
I wouldn't.
changes. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
If like
You
Nair
wouldn't.
was given like one more stun frame, you wouldn't
Like,
get
no, I
any.
wouldn't
You'd have no idea, right?
Yeah.
But for me with Lance, if Lance is given one more stun frame off Nair, even if I didn't have combos off it or something, I would notice. You know, it's just because I've been playing the game way longer. But I'm gonna go into guitars now. Guitars need a huge change. I hate how guitars are played right now. I think it's so unhealthy where it's just so boring, right? I like how Wrenched plays a very string heavy style. So what I want them to do is I want them to switch power from its kit from one place to another. So guitars are way too good at winning neutral in my opinion. So what I would do is make it so it's more difficult to win neutral, but buff D-Light and buff these string starters so you can keep stringing. So I would nerf neutral light. I would give it more recovery frames on whiff. I would make side light have no dash impulse, or less at least. But then I would make D-Light be way more consistent into follow-ups. That's what I would do. I think D-Light into Dare should be a string and consistent and work at every health. Same with D-Light recovery and yada yada, whatnot. But make N-Light and Side Light bad.
That would just make it.
Not bad, but make Side Light, the true combo starter, not be the most broken grounded option in the game. Like it's ridiculous right now. You get so much range on a weapon that isn't meant to have range. Like it's way too easy to win neutral. Like guitars literally have easier grounded kit than like Lance. I swear to God, when I play guitars, I hit side light the same as Lance side light.
See what you're saying is honestly just sounds like you want it nerfed.
I want
mean,
a balance
like,
switch. I want
Sounds like a
guitars.
skill issue.
But how do you balance that? I mean, yeah, I see your.
That's what I'm saying. You make D light consistent.
We're talking about that. That's literally like reworking the entire.
No, it isn't.
No, not it's not actually reworking.
Remove dash impulse, what they did in the past, and then make D light just not have like variable force.
Did they add it back, dash impulse?
Yeah, they did. It was removed
Well,
back
if it
in
was broken, why'd they
2019.
add it back?
They just slowly added it back because no one was playing guitars.
Oh.
They've done that before. They've cycled things like that before. Same with Lance. Satellite recovery was removed and added back. Like, it happens. So that's what I think with guitars. Sword, I think Sword should get a nerf. I don't think they're going to nerf Sword, but I hope they do. I think
get rid of the 3-piece.
Get rid of the 3-piece. Make it Dare have less stun frames. Make Ground Pound have less stun frames. And I want to give Dare and Nair more recovery frames on Whiff. I think it is ridiculous a player can just jump Nair and not have to worry about being punished. Same with Sword jump Dare. It's literally unpunishable and it's ridiculous right now, in my opinion. It's a huge Sword nerf, but I think it's
half
necessary.
Of Sword's moves are unpunishable.
Sounds like you want to nerf half the weapons, Brett.
I want to nerf all the quick weapons right now. It's just that's the meta. Gauntlets, guitars, sword, bow.
See, at that point,
mm-hmm.
you gotta look at it like a glass half empty, right? Or a glass half full. So, yeah, okay, you can make stuff, you make shit, slower or faster, right? What I'm trying to get at is like, it sounds like you want to make stuff slower, but why can't we make everything faster?
They could do that too, but then you have to hard buff Lance, hard buff Axe, hard buff Cannon, and I think that is not unhealthy, but I think it can make the game feel more annoying because the quicker weapons are more popular. They feel like they've got more skill required for them.
Yeah, so make everything faster, in a sense.
But
right?
I think Lance faster, that's what we had before, and people didn't like it. So I'd rather make things slightly slower than to make things way faster.
I think you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
that's the thing.
I'd rather make them slower and then see what people think. And if you want to make them faster again, make everything faster at once. Not one or the other. I'd rather it just be balanced, and then if you want to do stuff. And do it in the off season, right? Don't do it in the middle of the season. Bow. Remove the 3 pieces. Make Bow and Nair have recovery frames on Whiff, because you can absolutely spam that move. I think Bow Enlight should not have any true combo follow-ups. I think Enlight Nair is stupid in lower health.
That's true?
Yep. Or maybe one dodge frame or something, but you can hit like really good strings off Bow. It's ridiculous.
Nair is so unpunishable too.
Enlight, Nair is unpunishable. I think Nair needs recovery frames on Whiff, or like less momentum when using it, something like that. Updated hurt boxing on Nair, give it the normal treatment. If you look at the hurt boxing, it's like a kick, by the way, into the bow. The kick itself has hitboxes all throughout the kick. It should be on the animation only. I can't show you. Obviously, you're just going to have to listen to me. But if you look at hitboxing in the game, it's like some circles. Instead of like big circles, they should just follow the line. You'll have to see it to believe it. So yeah, just give recovery frames on Whiff to just Nair. Make Enlight have less stun frames. And honestly, those are the 2 most problematic things. But just making it the whole kit just have slightly more recovery frames on Whiff. It's way too easy to build up tempo compared to other weapons right now. What else? I'm trying to think of more weapons. I think Orb is inevitably going to become into the meta. Once they nerf all these quick weapons, Orb is the one that's like not being played. It's just so good. It's like Sword right now, but it's like
Seal's getting all happy right now.
Orb's not going to be touched. It's not going to be touched, but it's going to slowly become meta.
Look at his little frown.
I can't wait till it becomes meta.
Yeah. But if we're talking buffs, I think blasters are going to get a buff. I think Enlight is going to be altered to have a more consistent setup tool into like combos and whatnot. Not a true combo, but just more consistent, better use of Enlight. Maybe make it quicker. I don't know, just give it something. Because Enlight is a bad move on blasters right now. Other than that, I think they should leave Axe, leave Spear, leave Orb for now. Leave Cannon. I think Cannon's fine.
Yeah, Cannon's fine right now.
I've loved watching. I've loved watching the Sandstorm playing Orb.
His Orb is good.
It's so entertaining.
Yeah,
it's so entertaining.
It's a good Orb.
And honestly, it makes me want to play Orb. So hopefully that kind of jumps into the meta. I honestly, I
will.
want to see that.
I think
I wanna
Orb will
see
be
that jump a
meta
lot
by
more.
BCX. That's
As
my
much as I
guess.
hate Orb playing against Orb on Lance,
Mhm.
I want to see it in meta. So I think that'd be really exciting. So
I
It'd be
think that's
so fun, dude. Orb meta.
yeah. I think that's kind of
yeah,
everything we want to talk about here. We're gonna plan on having a guest next episode, so let us know down in the comments below who you want to see. And I believe this next week, or maybe not this weekend, but the next weekend is that Arcadian tournament. So maybe having a guest that's competing would be pretty cool, or a content creator. Let us know your topics you want us to talk about down below as well. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Sheesh. Love you guys. Peace.